Hi guys, we are back with another art video. This is another video for week 3 for the little kids. So this is all you little guys. On our videos that you saw, hopefully you saw the very cute story called Little Hoot. We are going to be going off of that story. We're going to make our own little owl, and I'm going to show you how to draw an owl today. What we really are focusing on is our different types of lines. So I have some kind of big words here, but you probably need to make sure that you know them. So here we have the horizontal line. This is our line that hopefully you saw in the song that goes left to right. So it is straight left to right. This next one is vertical. It goes up and down, straight up and down. Then we have our diagonal line, and the diagonal line goes at an angle, or it is slanted. So it's not quite up and down, and it's not quite left and right. It's in between those two. Then we have two real fun ones down here at the bottom. We have our zigzag line that kind of looks like a mountain or some really sharp grass. And then we have the curved line finally at the bottom here, kind of like waves or maybe clouds. So a really nice curvy line, or like the letter S that just keeps going. I guess our zigzag is kind of like a W that keeps going, or V's. So these are our types of line that I want you to be practicing, and I'm going to show you how to use them in our drawing today for our owl. So we're going to go ahead and get started. What you need today is a pencil, an eraser, and a thing of crowns. It doesn't have to be as big as mine. It can be any kinds of crowns, just whatever your favorite colors are. We aren't even using specific colors today, so it is up to you what colors you want to use. You could also use a black marker. If your parents don't have or don't want you to use a Sharpie, you can always use a black Crayola marker, and that's just going to be for outlining things after we draw it. So let me move things around a little bit and we'll get started. All right, so with our owl, we are going to start with a big curved line. Now remember, if you're new to Miss Mobley's class, you probably haven't heard me say this yet, but I like it when people draw big. You have this big piece of paper, whether it's a white one or a lined one. If all you have is lined paper, that is fine. You can still draw on it. So whether it's lined or white and blank, you still need to draw big. I don't want to see little itty bitty teeny tiny owls. You can't draw extra details in that teeny tiny owl. You probably can't even see it in the video, and you're not going to be able to color it very nice. So that is just a waste, and it's a waste of this big piece of paper. So we're going to draw a big owl. So the first thing we're going to start with is a big curved line. What I like to do is use my hand kind of as something to guide me. So make sure that when you're drawing whatever you're drawing, that first big shape should be about the size of your hand. So I'm going to draw a big curved line. I'm going to start down here. I'm going to go all the way up, curve, and all the way down. So we're going to stop at about the same part. So make sure if you need to, you can draw a little bit more extra down there to make sure it's about the same stopping or starting point. Now we are going to draw a bumpy or curvy line, kind of like the letter U, and it just keeps repeating, or a curvy W that just keeps repeating. It might look a little like a ghost at the moment. So we've got the bottom of the owl done now. Now we're going to do a horizontal line. Do you guys remember which direction that goes? Goes left to right, so horizontal. And we're gonna put that a little bit further up because this is gonna be the head of our owl. So we're gonna go from one side of the owl all the way to the other side of the owl. Now we have kind of where we're gonna put his head. Now I wanna put 2 more curvy lines inside his body to make him look really fluffy, like he's got a lot of feathers. So we're gonna do some more curves. You can do them really small or really big. It's probably going to be easier if you do end up tracing with a marker to do them big instead of like a lot of teeny tiny ones, because if you have to trace that, that's like 50 billion little curves that you're going to be tracing, and nobody wants to do that. So you can make them bigger just like mine. And there we go. We've got some feathers going on now. Now I'm going to start up here with a diagonal line that's going to go at an angle. I'm going to go all the way out at a diagonal and then start curving again to the body. And I'm going to do it again over here for his feathers. If you run out of space a little bit, that's fine. Just curve it in. Now, what else do we need for our owl? I'm going to give him some legs. For the legs, it's going to be a vertical line next to another vertical line, and that's going to be one of his legs. At the bottom, we're going to do a zigzag or 2 diagonals or a triangle shape. So I've got one letter V, another letter V, and another letter V. Now we've got some feet for our bird. Well, 1 foot. So again, vertical line up and down, vertical line up and down, and that got a little curvy at the end. I'm gonna fix that. And then letter V, letter V, letter V. And now we got 2 legs for our awesome owl. Now let's go ahead and go work up here on his face. I'm going to do 2 large circles for his eyes or her eyes. Then I'm going to do a curved line about halfway through, curved line halfway through, and then some eyelashes. Just like that. We're going to give her a beak, which is just a triangle, which starts with a horizontal line and then 2 diagonal lines that come down, and we have a nice triangle. I'm going to give her some eyebrows, just 2 curved lines, and we're pretty much done with our owl. We drew a nice looking owl. Now we're going to add down at the bottom some grass. So this is gonna be what type of line? Hopefully you said zigzag, and we're just bringing it all the way over to the other side. I don't know if I like that. I might have to change that. I'm just gonna draw another one right on top and then erase this guy. So again, make sure that you're not worrying too much about mistakes, because even your teacher just made one. It's okay to make mistakes, just gotta make sure that you fix them or that you're learning from them. All right, now we've got that grass fixed up. We've got some nice grass down at the bottom. I'm gonna add, like in our story, the owl wanted to go to sleep. So he's up late. I'm gonna put a moon in the sky. So I'm gonna start with the letter C. It's a capital C, or a curved line. And then I'm gonna start right here and curve all the way back around to the part on top. So connecting back to that top part. So now we got a nice kind of crescent moon. You can put some clouds in the sky. I like to draw clouds like this sometimes with a horizontal line and then curved lines on top of it. You could also do this one where it's just a bunch of curves. It's up to you, whatever style you like for your clouds. If it goes off, that's fine. Just stop there at the edge and it's just like the cloud is going off the side of it. I'm gonna put one more right there. And let's see, let's put some stars in the sky. So this is an easy way to draw a star. Start with 2 diagonal lines or the letter X, and then I do a longer vertical line through the top of the X and a horizontal line through the middle. So I'll do it again over here. The letter X, vertical line through, horizontal line through. And let's put one more over here. Big letter X, vertical line, horizontal line. I think the last thing I'm gonna do on my finished example that I'm about to show you, I ended up drawing some butterflies, and that was before I realized I was gonna make it nighttime. But I'm sure there are butterflies out at nighttime sometimes, so I'm gonna show you how to draw a butterfly. We're gonna start kind of with the letter C or a circle, and then we're gonna kind of come down and back up, kind of like a long letter V for the body of the butterfly. I just forgot the word butterfly. Then we're gonna have these 2 curved lines and a circle at the top for his antenna. And then I'm gonna do a big curved line and a big curved line and the other wing right there. If you wanted to put some patterns on there, you could, just some like repeating shapes, but that's up to you. You don't have to add more detail if you don't want to, but I love when people add more detail. And I'll show you one other butterfly. Again, kind of a circle at the top for the butterfly's head, and then that long V that comes off. And then I'm gonna curve out, around, and then out and back to the body, and again over here. Curve out and around, back down up to the body. And don't forget the antenna. And that's it. That's what our drawing is gonna be like for this week. So that's our little owl practicing your types of lines. So make sure that you are practicing them and you're knowing them. When you are done with your drawing, again, you can use either a Sharpie or a black Crayola marker to trace the lines. And when I say trace, I just mean going right back over the lines. Why would you do this? It makes it a little easier when you are coloring to still see the lines, so your art doesn't turn into kind of like a big blob. So it just kind of makes it a little easier to see everything. So you didn't waste time drawing and then you lose all of those awesome details you had. So tracing is just going right back over the lines with a marker. And now I'm going to show you my finished one. So this was my finished one for this week. I have drawn my whole owl. I did the butterflies, the clouds, the moon, and some grass down at the bottom. Remember, when you are coloring, to color nicely, like I showed you last week, going one direction. Here, let me turn this over. So if we have a circle here, up and down, or you could go left and right, or you could go diagonally, whatever is easiest for you. But the thing is to pick one direction, because if you're coloring like this and you're kind of pressing really hard and you're going this direction and then this direction and then this direction and you're not even staying inside the lines, is that going to look good? No, that's Scribble Scrabble. And Scribble Scrabble's for little kids. Scribble Scrabble is for babies. And we're not babies, we're big kids. So make sure that you aren't doing Scribble Scrabble. You want to try and do coloring that's nice like this. So when you're coloring it, color it nicely. Do your best to stay inside the lines. Remember those different types of line. And you can always use whatever colors you want this week. I actually used a little bit of blue and I put some like zigzag lines inside there on the feathers because I thought that looked really cool and it made it look more like feathers. But that you don't have to do. Just make sure you color nicely. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and I can't wait to see your beautiful little owls. Bye, guys.